Hi, I'm Julia. Welcome to Julia Lives. Today I'm going to give you a review and tour of the Loews Royal Pacific. It is a beautiful property. Behind me you can see the waterway where the water taxis will take you right over to Universal Studios. Very convenient. I'm also standing on the path to the City Walk. Now, before we begin, I always appreciate it when you hit that like button. It does something to the YouTube algorithm so that people will see this video who wouldn't normally see it but are actually searching for reviews of this property. Now, so far I found the rooms are beautiful. It's got a nice aroma here. It's just got a nice fragrance to the property, very tropical. Water pressure's fine, no bathtub, so if you need that, you may need to find a different room than the one that I had. But again, everyone's really nice, helpful. It's incredibly clean, very conveniently located, and you do get express passes with this into Universal. So I think that's about $70 if you purchase those separately. Now, I had an upgrade. I actually booked at the Sapphire Falls, but that's closed, and you may find that happens periodically, and I got a free upgrade, so that was awesome. And let me just show you around a minute. Here is the front entrance into the Loews Royal Pacific Hotel and Resort, located very conveniently right across from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. You'll find that South Seas Pacific motif carried throughout the resort. And this is the bridge that leads you inside to the lobby area from the front entrance. When you first walk in, you'll be greeted, and there is a temperature taking stand. This is a courtyard where people go and have coffee and what have you in the morning. It's kind of right off of the lobby. And then this is the lobby and the front desk area where you'll check in. There were plenty of agents working. This is just one of the beautiful light fixtures that you'll see all over the property. This area is directly across from the front desk, and then there is a lounge adjacent to it with a big screen TV and an area where people could have cocktails and what have you at night. Now, over here there's a concierge, but there's also a vacation planning services area. So if you need things printed off for your vacation, they're happy to do that for you. If you get into some kind of a circumstance where you needed something printed, that is available. You can also rent a car here. There's also an Avis desk located within the lobby here. Let's take a tour of room 1231 at the Loews Royal Pacific Resort. So you'll walk in here, and to the right, you've got the bathroom here. Full vanity outside of the bathroom, that's always nice. You've got just a shower here, okay? So if you're traveling with kids, you do not have a bathtub in this room, if that's important to you. And then we've got the closets over here, pretty standard with the safe and the ironing board. Not huge, but it's, again, very standard. Now, this is the dresser, but it has the refrigerator right in the middle of it. So if you're gonna bring a lot of clothes, again, you've got a couple of drawers, 3 on each side, and that's what you have to work with in terms of drawer space, okay? So you've got the 2 queen beds. All right, so this is the 2 beds, and it's really beautifully decorated, but I want to show you this view a minute. Isn't this pretty? I mean, you really do look out and it looks like just this beautiful tropical setting. It's just a beautiful view here in room 1231 at the Loews Royal Pacific Resort. Okay, a couple things you should know if you're staying at the Loews Royal Pacific. When you check in, check-in's very quick. There are a number of agents ready to check you in, but they don't do much in the way of an orientation. They basically give you the room keys and say it's over there. Then you start to receive a series of texts, and those texts are always asking you if everything is okay, if you need anything. Housekeeping is basically suspended right now, so you need to answer those texts and let them know, I put trash out in the hallway, I left dirty towels, I need more towels, things like that. So the room doesn't actually get serviced during this time, during COVID. They just bring you supplies. So your room is not going to be cleaned if that bothers you. The other thing I've learned is that the bathroom door is kind of like a barn door style. It's in the motif of the Polynesian, but it actually does not close. So if that bothers you, just so you're aware. Other than that though, I found it's been great. Everyone's been very nice. I've eaten here several times and I found the room to be very, very comfortable and I've really enjoyed my stay here. Here we are at the gym at the Loews Royal Pacific Resort. You'll find plenty of cardio equipment here. It's a little after 5 o'clock, so everyone's sleeping in for those theme parks today. You've got 2 televisions on the wall here, but you could also watch the TV on that piece of cardio equipment. There are towels here and complimentary waters. In the back, you'll find all of the kettlebells and free weights and Dynaballs staged over here. Plenty of room for those. There are mats available, or even if you wanted to do some box squats or something, you could use those. And it's, again, it will get the job done. It's not staffed during this time. There is somebody who works later in the day that I saw in here, so you just use your key card to get in, and that's the gym at the Loews Royal Pacific. Just outside the gym is the pool area, and of course there's full bar service and food available here when the pool is open. Everything's gated, so of course you have to wait until they open the pool. You may not enter with your room key. There are lifeguards, as you'll see in the video. There's lifeguards fully staffed. I think there were probably 6 working that day. And so right now the pool is empty. It had just opened up and the weather was a little bit rainy in the morning, so there is a splash pad, which you'll see in a moment, and they don't turn that on until later in the afternoon or if the weather is nice. Now, when you're here, you can rent cabanas if you'd like to do that. They're $225 for a full day or $175 for a half day if you'd like to rent those as an extra purchase on your vacation. Here you'll see an example of one of the cabanas that is for rent during your stay. Now the hot tubs were disabled when I was there due to social distancing, and I think that's pretty common in the area. However, the pool and of course this amazing splash pad area for the kids is available, and again they do run this during the day. They wait, they told me, until later in the afternoon generally to turn it on. we ate at the American-themed restaurant Jake's a couple of times while we were here. You can buy a meal plan when you're here. If you have a family or a lot of people, it would be advisable. The food was fine. It was a pretty simple menu, and I did post a receipt just so you get an idea of how much it costs to dine there. Service was fine. It was fast enough and not terribly busy. The City Walk, all the restaurants were booked, so you may want to consider that because you can make reservations, and when we were there wasn't anything available to dine in. Now here's the little market stand. We enjoyed this. I've read some reviews that the prices were high. I didn't feel like they were particularly high for a hotel market. I thought they were about average. They do have freshly made to order foods, or you can buy these to go packaged foods. They also have full ice cream at night and a nice selection of desserts as well in the evening. So you can either take the water taxi, which you can see off in the distance here, or you can take this path over to the City Walk so you don't have to run across heavy traffic. It's really convenient. There's shuttles too, but I kind of like the water taxi unless you'd like to take a little walk. Now we've got about a 50% chance of rain. It's definitely humid here today, but don't let that panic you. I've been to Orlando many times, and oftentimes what that means is it's 50% in part of Orlando. May not be on you. It tends to rain in the afternoon and then clear up, and then you may find, I've never had it happen where it's rained all day long. I wouldn't be worried about that. The water taxis here seem to leave about every 5 to 10 minutes. I think they're scheduled for 10 minutes, but it seems more like 5 minutes. You won't have to wait long. And it's kind of a fun little jaunt. It only takes like 2 minutes to get over to Universal, so it's really convenient. Things move along at a pretty decent clip, so again, doesn't take you long to get over to Universal and the City Walk. If you walk the path, it takes about 7 minutes to get over to Universal in the City Walk area. It says 10, but I felt like it was more like 7. Now, here's a view from one of the water taxis, and they do kind of zip along. This is the view of Universal and the City Walk, and what you'll see, this is an evening ride back to the Loews Royal Pacific. If you choose to rent a car or you drive down here, parking is literally right across the street over here. It is $28 a night. If you do choose to park a car here, you just use your room key to get in and out of the lot. Well, thanks for sticking around. You can hear the rides in the background. I rented this car behind me through Expedia. Now, I normally rent all my cars from Enterprise. I find I get free upgrades all the time. They're really easy to deal with, and they're located inside most airports. So I go to Expedia's Easy Rent, and I think I paid $105 for the car, or $150 maybe, plus $50 for collision insurance. So we get to the airport and we're standing outside like it says to do in the location that it tells us to wait at, and call. So you call and they say it's just an automated call saying the shuttle will be there in 30 minutes. So it doesn't show up, so I call again and hit a different button, and the person says, oh, that side of the airport we haven't been picking up on, but we'll send someone. So I stand and wait another 30 minutes. By this time we're into the vacation about, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes. I call again. The woman says, okay, I'll send the shuttle driver. He gets there and he was very nice, but he went on and on and on about how he was the only person working. Then he basically says he's trying to drive slow because he doesn't want to have to come back to the airport again because it's close to the end of his shift. We get to Easy Rent and the woman starts commenting on my purse and telling me how many Louis Vuittons she owns. She then shows us a drainage valve from surgery that's full of pus and blood, and I am not kidding you. And then starts to tell me that I need to pay for a toll pass. And I say, well, I'm not planning on going on any highways that include tolls, but I've been here many times. There's generally somebody working. And she says, no, not really. It's going to be a $25 fee if you go through a toll without this pass. I say, I'm going to take my chances. So then she says, well, you also need to pay for extra insurance here. And I say, well, I already paid for it. She said, well, you need to show me. So I show her and she says, well, you still need the additional insurance. And I said, look, I've rented a lot of cars. I don't need additional insurance. And she said, well, in smaller companies you do. I said, I've never heard of this, and I'll call Expedia. And she said, well, if you can show me your insurance at home, you don't have to buy it. So I have to go and get into my own insurance, auto insurance, and show her the declarations page in order to not be charged $250. It was all a scam. Do not go to Easy Rent. It's incredibly seedy. This car is a piece of crap. It has 50,000 miles on it. Okay, that's about the end of a life for a rental car. It also, as soon as I left the parking lot, had a warning malfunction light come on. And it's basically, the light is just to tell you that the front collision warning is off on the vehicle. I didn't turn around. I thought, I'm just gonna keep this thing. It clearly needed brakes. But again, beware of Easy Rent. Go to Enterprise. They do a great job. When they gave me the keys, we didn't even take a walk around. I videotaped the car because I didn't trust them. I mean, that's how bad it is. It's also located quite far from the airport. So it's about 8 miles though from Loews, and you don't need the toll. You just head straight down and turn onto Universal Expressway or Parkway. I forget the name of it, but it's very easy to get here from there. But anyway, so that's my spiel on that. If you're still watching, I appreciate that. It's the end of the video. So again, I appreciate you guys, and I'll be back again soon.